Hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome to Bill Gray Stadium at Legion Field. The site for tonight's matchup for your Roseburg Dr. Stewarts as they welcome in the Willamette Valley Titans. Tonight it's a big showdown in Area 4 as the Doc Stewarts come in third place, looking to catch up to the first place Titans, who currently hold a 4-game lead over the Docs. Right now the Titans in front of Eugene by just 1 game. A lot on the line for both of these teams as the series is on the line and postseason standings are as well. We welcome you in to our Supercuts pregame show. I'm Joey Kieran. Happy to be with you here for some more Doc Stewart's baseball, streaming live online at 541radio.com and right here on 1490 The Score. Tonight's matchup will finish out the season series between the Docs and the Titans. Earlier, these two teams met just less than a week ago. It was last Tuesday when they met up in Springfield at the Hamlin Sports Complex. The Doc Stewarts fell in Game 1, but they came back and won Game 2 to split the series up in Springfield. Now the Docs are looking to try and pull off a sweep here at home against the Titans and see if they can take the season series. At worst, they'd love to be able to say that they got a split against the Titans, a team that have only lost 2 games in league play so far this year. One of those was to the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. Doc's looking to try and catch up with the top 2 teams in the conference, and tonight's matchups will go a long way towards making that happen. A lot on the line as we bring you into tonight's broadcast. Coming up here in the pregame show, we got plenty to discuss. We'll talk more about this upcoming matchup for the Doc Stewarts and the Willamette Valley Titans. But coming up next in our pregame show, we'll get a chance to catch up with head coach Jeremiah Robbins, talking about the Doc Stewarts and their recent tournament up in Corvallis. The Docs going 2-2 in the Mickey Riley Star Spangled Tournament in Corvallis, getting a win in their first game and their last game after losing a couple in the final in between. A couple of games that Coach Robbins will tell you that he felt the Doc Stewarts let slide away. So we'll talk with Coach Robbins when we come back, get a preview of tonight's matchup as well and how important this matchup is towards the Docs season. So stay with us, folks. Your Supercuts pregame show continues right along. Before we take our first break, want to remind everybody tonight's game is streaming live with video online at 541radio.com, or go to our 1490 The Score YouTube page, where you can stream Doc Stewart's baseball, stream tonight's game, stream future games, as well as also go back and watch past games for the Doc Stewarts this season. That is 1490 The Score on YouTube. Give us a subscribe there and follow the Docs throughout this summer. We'll take the 2-minute break, come back with more of the Supercuts pregame show. This is Doc Stewart's Baseball on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great. Participate.
Back here with more of our pregame show on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score, and streaming with video online at 541radio.com. Today, the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts are back at home for another Area 4 League doubleheader, and we get a chance to catch up with head coach Jeremiah Robbins here in our pregame show. And Coach, you guys come back after a trip up to Corvallis where you take part in the Mickey Riley Star Spangled Tournament, go 2-2. Walking away from that, I know it's a lot of games and a lot of days. You guys get out on the road. Overall, what was kind of the impressions of how things went for you guys, either on the field, away from the field, all together? How was the trip up to Corvallis?
I think it's a very positive trip for the kids to go up there and get some good team bonding in and get a lot of reps with some practices before we played. And we did some other things too that I think that will help us to finish up here strong in our season. So don't like going 2-2. Obviously, I thought we gave away a couple of those games, but it is what it is, and we're ready to move forward and get back into this league thing. We're happy to be home. It's always good to be back here at Legion Field and get after it tonight.
Yeah, it's nice to be back at home, but nonetheless, you guys are still back to action. It's been a busy stretch of the schedule, and we talk about it a lot that this summer is a grind, and you've said before it's a marathon. How do you feel like the guys are holding up here as you're kind of getting to that back stretch of this marathon, and you guys are looking to try and make that final push down the league schedule?
I think we're in a good spot. I really do, and and that's coming off of a tournament where we went 2-2 and dropped a couple games, but where they're at mentally and where they're pushing to be, and I think they're finally starting to play without the pressure and stress that they've kind of created for themselves. They're getting a little bit freer in the box and freer with what they're saying in the dugout and the communication with us as coaches. So I definitely am excited for these last 16 games, and I think out of the 16, only 3 are on the road and the rest are at home. So that's a plus as we head down the backside.
You guys have kind of put yourself in maybe in a tough spot because you're at 6-6 in league play, so you got to try and fight from behind. The nice luxury you have is that a large number of teams from your area are making the postseason. Do you bring up any of those kind of thoughts of what you guys need to do to try and get to certain spots for the postseason? Do you bring any of those kind of things up as you guys get towards the tail end of the regular season?
No, not really. You got 16 games left, and obviously we want to go 16-0. And I think when you win baseball games, that takes care of your path. But going into this thing, we wanted to win the league championship. Right now, it looks like we're going to need some help to win it. So we're not controlling our own destiny for the league title. But to get into that super regional, we are controlling that, and we need to focus on that. And it's about winning baseball games. And the way to win baseball games is they need to focus on that piece. It's pitch by pitch, inning by inning, game by game. And if we can do that and win those battles, I like where we'll be.
Today you get a chance to meet up again with the Willamette Valley Titans. They're sitting first place in the league. You guys go up there and split. One game that was one that you don't want to remember. The other one was one that we'd like not to forget with Drake Borswell on the mound. What have you seen from these guys? What do you expect here in tonight's matchup?
Well, they're a good club. They can hit. They can really hit. That's what was so impressive about Drake's outing, to hold them at bay for basically 7 innings. So, we got to pitch smart. We got to hit our spots. We got to defend it behind Jace tonight in this first game. And then offensively, we got to really get in there and turn it loose because they're going to match it. They're going to swing the bats. They're going to put pressure on us on the bases. They're well coached, and they got some talent over there. So it's going to be a good battle.
How important is it to get out to a quick start for you guys? I mean, obviously setting the tone early to try and build off of the last win against the Midcoast Dungeons as well as that last win against the Willamette Valley. How important is it for you guys to try and really set the tone early?
I think it's very important. As you look back to our 11 losses, we always have that 1 inning, and we got to eliminate that 1 inning of giving up multiple runs. I don't mind giving up 1 run, but we can't give up 6. We can't give up 5, and it seems like every game that we've lost of those 11, that has been the case. So we got to eliminate that. Got to put pressure on them early, run the bases well, and create some havoc for them so they get to have the pressure on them throughout the game instead of us trying to play catch up or trying to change a crooked inning or just that kind of stuff. So we got to eliminate that, play hard, play fast, and see where we get.
All right, we look forward to it. Game 1 of the doubleheader coming up here in just a few moments. We'll thank head coach Jeremiah Robbins for his time here in the pregame show and come back after this on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother, and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Welcome you back here to Legion Field as we get ready to go for Game 1 of tonight's doubleheader. It's time now for your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineups. Cooper's Pest Control in the Steelhead Run Plaza across from Starbucks. That is in the incorrect read. That is Supercuts. They're across from Starbucks there on Garden Valley Boulevard. Save time checkout styles online at supercuts.com. Our pregame show sponsor. Cooper's Pest Control is your locally owned bug assassins. They've got great low rates. Make sure to give them a call at 673-0363. Taking a look at the Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup for the Willamette Valley Titans tonight. Leading things off will be Bryce Betcher, the shortstop, followed by Zach Hart, the first baseman. Walker Wanham, the pitcher, will bat third, followed by Isaiah Burke in left field. Cade Christ hits in the 5 spot, playing at third base. In right field, batting sixth is Trey Nelson. Hitting seventh and playing at second base is Wyatt Sales. Hunter Brown, the catcher, will hit eighth, and the center fielder Tristan Vidal will bat ninth. Rounding out the starting lineup for head coach Danny Sales in his second year leading the program for the Willamette Valley Titans. Back after a 1-year absence, he comes in with an 18-9-1 overall record, 10-2 in Area 4 play as they currently lead things there. The 29th game on the season for the Willamette Valley Titans. They've won their last 2. On the mound, it's Jay Stoffel for the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. Stoffel, the right-hander from Roseburg High School, comes in with a 2-1 record, a 1.96 ERA, and the first pitch in is fouled away for strike one. We are underway in tonight's ball game. Folks, thanks so much for tuning in for Doc Stewart's Baseball here on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score. So the 0-1 pitch coming up here for the leadoff man, Bryce Betcher, is a breaking ball called for strike two. Betcher from South Eugene High School will be a senior coming up next year, just wrapping up his junior season with the South Eugene Axe. Takes a breaking ball from Stoffel low and outside for a 1-2 count. These two players have to be familiar with each other. They're the same graduating class, and they've faced off for the last couple of years against each other. Betcher's 1-2 delivery coming up from Stoffel. Got underneath it. That ball in foul territory down the first base side. Fighting the sun. Jonathan Stone up against the fence. And that one hit off the top of the plastic barrier on top of the chain link fence here at Legion Field. The blue barrier protecting players from getting gouged on the top of the chain link there on the fence. That one hit right off the top. Stone got his glove up there. Just did not get a chance to really catch that ball. The foul ball keeps it a 1-2 count here for Betcher. First team All-Southwest Conference player for the Axe this year as a junior. Stands back in, and Stoffel will miss low for a 2-2 count. Looking around the diamond for the Docs here in the first inning, it's Spencer Six back behind the plate. Jonathan Stone at first. Jacob Luther at second. Caden Johnson at short, and Cody Johnson at third. We'll get you the outfield here in just a second. Stoffel's 2-2 pitch for Betcher. on the hands. That ball hit into left field. Long run in for Drake Bourgeois. He'll have to take it on the one hop in shallow left field as Bryce Betcher will fight off an inside pitch. Jammed him, but he got just enough of it to get that ball into the outfield. Leadoff single for Willamette Valley.
Next batter, the first baseman, number 8, Zach Hart.
And the Docs will look to try and turn 2 with nobody out. Zach Hart, the left-handed hitting first baseman, will bat. Docs have been a good double play team this year, it seems like. Turned quite a few of them. Could use one here. The righty Stoffel will fire in first pitch high and away for ball 1. In the outfield for the Doc Stewarts here tonight, in left field, Drake Bourgeois. In center is Jet Black, and in right field is Doran Gillespie. Your defensive starting alignment for the Doc Stewarts here tonight. The 1-0 pitch from Stoffel is high and away again. A 2-0 count now for Jace. Man on at first after the bloop single to left for Bryce Betcher. 2-0 pitch down low for a 3-0 count. So Zach Hart, the left-handed first baseman. Hart from Pleasant Hill High School, graduating class of 2019. In the 2 spot, takes a strike on the 3-0 pitch. Zach Hart headed to Chemeketa Community College. Listed at 6'1", 210 pounds. He'll call for time before the next pitch from Stoffel. Jace working out of this stretch with a man on at first. 3 balls, 1 strike against the 2-hitter. Stoffel's delivery got him to chase a pitch up in the zone. Fouls it away for strike 2. And Stoffel back into this one. Full count pitch, top of the first inning. Stoffel looking for out number 1 as he faces Zach Hart. His 3-2 pitch, runner going. That ball hit right side. The hit and run is on. Betcher will turn and head for third. Gillespie sends it back in as quick as possible. Runners on the corners. The hit and run executed perfectly for the Titans. They will be aggressive on the base paths. They do so there at the right time. Zach Hart grounds one through the right side of the infield. Back-to-back singles to lead off the ball game here. Runners on the corners with nobody out. The pitcher, Walker Wanham, will bat. Wanham, the big righty. I'll be curious to see what they list him at. I think it's 6'5" is what they put him at. 6'7". He stands in. Takes the first pitch in the dirt for ball 1 from Stoffel. Walker Wanham will get the start for Willamette Valley here in Game 1 of this doubleheader. Wanham was the starting pitcher in Game 1 of the doubleheader up in Springfield when they met just less than a week ago. He pitched a 5-inning, a complete game victory, allowed 4 hits and no runs as Willamette Valley shut out the Docs 10-0 in that first game of the doubleheader there at the Hamlin Sports Complex in Springfield. The 1-0 pitch to Wanham is fouled off, a 1-1 count. Willamette Valley comes in tonight. They'll wear the orange tops. They've got the blue numbers on the back of the jerseys. Titans across the chest on the front. Gray trousers for them. The blue and white caps as a pitch outside. Spencer 6 will scoop it up. 2 balls and a strike now for Wanham. On the other side, Doc Stewart's wear the whites here at home tonight. Dr. Stewart's across the chest in blue. Numbers on the front and the back in blue. White trousers, the blue stirrups, and the blue caps as well. That ball lined over the top of Jacob Luther at second. Doran Gillespie knocks it down in right field. And that is an RBI single for Walker Wanham. Drives in 1, and Willamette Valley will take the early 1-0 lead on top of the Doc Stewarts. First and second with nobody out now for the Titans. First at-bat for the Titans, Bryce Betcher. That was a good battle for Jay Stoffel. Betcher just kind of got lucky that he was able to push one enough out to left field to fall in. And since then, a Legit base hit for Zach Hart and for Walker Wanham. And Willamette Valley has been able to capitalize on some early success against the Docs, leading 1-0 now with nobody out. First pitch to the cleanup man, Isaiah Burke, takes high for ball one. So Stoffel, not the start he was hoping for. His 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss on the breaking ball on the outside corner. Got him to chase after it. And he gets the count even at 1-1, top of the first inning. Stoffel has pitched in 32 innings for the Docs as he misses outside. 2 balls and a strike now. 32 innings is the second most on the team. Drake Bourgeois in 34 2/3 innings has the most innings pitched for the Docs so far. 2-1 from Stoffel outside. The count goes to 3-1. Stoffel is making his 8th appearance, his 6th start of the season. And he'll issue a 5-pitch walk now to the cleanup hitter Isaiah Burke, and that loads him up. Well, the first inning has been a tough one at times for the Doc Stewarts this season. And out of the dugout will come Coach Kearns out to have a conversation with Jay Stoffel here. I watched him go through his warm-ups, looked real focused, ready to go here tonight. Things just haven't worked out for him so far against this dangerous lineup in Willamette Valley. This team can hit the ball and hit it well. Watched them in BP, and these guys, they jack it all around the park. While we got a break in the action on the visit on the mound, let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Doc Stewart's Baseball on 1490 The Score.
Next batter, the third baseman, number 25, Cade Chris.
Coach Kearns heads back to the dugout. Bases are loaded with nobody out, and the Doc Stewarts down 1-0 already here in the top of the first inning against Willamette Valley. A first pitch strike for Stoffel. Down at the knees to Cade Christ. Christ had a 3-run homer in game 1 of the doubleheader between the Docs and the Titans a week ago, and he'll pick up an RBI here. Rips one into right field. Gillespie up with it. 1 run comes in. The second run, no throw to the plate. And that'll be 2 runs come in. Spencer Six talking to Jonathan Stone. Sounded like 6, or it looked like 6, wanted that throw to go all the way to the plate, whether he wanted Stone to throw it there or wanted the ball to go through. Either way, he didn't get what he wanted. 2 runs come in. It's a 3-0 lead for Willamette Valley on top of the Doc Stewarts on the single to right field by Cade Christ. 4th hit of the first inning for the Titans. Up to bat now is Trey Nelson, and he has a 1-0 count. Swing and a miss to even things up at 1-1 for Nelson, the right fielder. Runners at first and second, nobody out still. Swing and a miss at the high heat. So Trey Nelson will find himself in a hole here at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jonathan Stone playing in front of the runner at first. Up the middle, they hold the runner on. The 1-2 is just outside for a 2-2 count. Two balls, 2 strikes for Stoffel. Swing and a miss, and he gets a big strikeout, much needed there. Maybe more than anything, providing a little bit of a boost to Jay Stoffel's morale after getting touched up here in the first inning for a few runs. He gets his first out on a strikeout. With runners at first and second, 1 away. Wyatt Sales, the second baseman, will bat. 1 down at second base, Isaiah Burke. At first base, Cade Christ. Sales at the plate. First pitch is high for ball 1. Wyatt Sales. From Cottage Grove High School. Headed to Chemeketa next year. graduating here in 2019. Takes high for ball 2. Stoffel has been picking around the strike zone here, but hasn't gotten guys to chase all that much. He tries to make his way through the first inning. 4 hits, 3 runs so far for the Titans. Inside, count goes to 3-0 now against Wyatt Sales. 7th hitter to the plate for the Titans in the first inning. A long first inning here for Jay Stoffel. Misses high on the 3-0 pitch, and that'll issue another walk. 4 hits and 2 walks for Jace here in the first inning. And we'll have to see how he settles in after this. Obviously, not strong start for him. Can he bounce back the rest of this game? And more importantly, will the Docs get some offense going against Walker Wanham the second time around after getting shut out the first time they faced him? Low and outside for ball 1. The base is loaded with 1 down. Hunter Brown at the plate. A 1-0 pitch gets it in for a strike. That was 5 straight that missed the strike zone for Jay Stoffel before that last called strike there against Brown. The 1-1 pitch he'll take for strike 2 on the outside corner. The Docs ace right now struggling here to start out this ball game against the top team in the Area 4. The 1-2 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. Another punch out for Jay Stoffel. And that reminds us, don't strike out when it comes to water for your home. Trust more well drilling. Keeping Douglas County green since 1947. Give them a call at 541-459-4039. 2 down on a pair of strikeouts for Jay Stoffel. He'll face the 9-hitter. Tristan Vidal will bat with the bases loaded. Docs needing 1 more out to get out of things here in the first inning. And the first pitch for Vidal is fouled away for strike 1. Another ball fouled off. 0-2 count quickly for Vidal from South Eugene High School. First team All-Southwest Conference selection in the outfield. He'll swing and a miss. It's another strikeout. 3 of them in the first inning for Jay Stoffel. Unfortunately, they go along with 4 hits and 2 walks. 3 runs come in for the Willamette Valley Titans. Docs will have to get the offense going, and they'd like to do it early as they face Walker Wanham. We'll have all the details as the Docs come up to bat when we return on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Bottom of the first inning, Doc Stewart's trailing 3-0 against the Willamette Valley Titans. Let's take a look at your home starting lineups brought to you by Cooper's Pest Control. Leading things off is Caden Johnson, the shortstop, followed by Spencer Six at the catcher position. In right field, batting third, Doran Gillespie. The first baseman, Jonathan Stone, will bat cleanup. Jet Black in center field hitting in 5th, followed by Cody Johnson, the 3rd baseman. Luke Van Norman will DH for starting pitcher Jay Stoffel in the 7th spot. Drake Bourgeois hitting 8th, playing in left field. And at the second base position, rounding out the starting 9, is Jacob Luther. And that is your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup for the Doc Stewarts. Cooper's Pest Control, your locally owned bug assassins with great low rates. Give them a call at 673-0363. It's Walker Wanham on the mound for Willamette Valley. First pitch swinging for Caden Johnson. Flies one into the air for out number 1. Down to center field. Straight away there. That will retire the first batter for the Doc Stewarts. Johnson had come into the matchup. Caden Johnson batting .369. He likes to go after that first pitch, but he flies out to center field. 1 away for the Doc Stewarts. Spencer 6 will bat. The lefty versus righty matchup. Wanham misses high and away to Spencer. 1-0 count. The 6'7" Wanham out there on the mound. Boy, he was tough for the Docs the first time they met as he misses high again for a 2-0 count. Wanham went 5 innings in a game that ended early due to the mercy rule. 5 innings, he gave up 4 hits, but no runs, 5 strikeouts, 3 walks issued to the Doc Stewarts in a 5-inning, 10-0 victory there at the Hamlin Sports Complex less than a week ago. 2-0 pitch is fouled off by 6. We'll have a look around the diamond defensively for Willamette Valley here in the bottom of the first. They lead 3-0. 6 will foul off another pitch for a 2-2 count. Walker Wanham kicking around some dirt as he gets ready for a 2-2 delivery. His pitch in. A breaking ball is just above the zone. A 3-2 count now for Spencer 6. Leads the team in walks this season with 22. He comes in hitting .272 on the year. The full count pitch. Outside for ball 4. And Docs will get a man on with 1 away. Trailing 3-0. They don't have to get it all back here today, or here in this game. This first inning of the game, I should say. Don't have to get it all back right now, but the Docs would like to at least get something back here early on. In other games, when they've fallen behind like this, they take until the late stages of the game when they finally start to make their comeback, and by that point, a lot of times they find themselves too far gone. Doran Gillespie will bat. Gillespie comes in, hitting .309 on the season. First pitch is high and inside from Walker Wanham for ball 1. Docs with only 4 hits in that matchup against Walker Wanham the first time they met. Getting the hits, Spencer 6, Doran Gillespie, Luke Van Norman, and Jacob Luther. So Gillespie with 1 of those hits, looking to try and duplicate that here this afternoon. The 1-0 pitch got jammed. That ball in the air, foul territory. The first baseman, Zach Hart, unable to run underneath that one. Let's look around the diamond here after the foul ball by Doran Gillespie. Hunter Brown back behind the plate at first base, Zach Hart. Wyatt Sales at second. Bryce Betcher at short and Cade Christ at third. Isaiah Burke in left. Tristan Vidal in center. And Trey Nelson in right. That is your defensive starting alignment for the Willamette Valley Titans. It's a 1-1 count for Gillespie. He gets on 1 but fouls it back for strike 2. A ball and 2 strikes now for the Docs 3-hitter. 3-0 the score. 4 hits, 3 runs in the first inning for the Titans. Wanham trying to keep it that 3-0 shutout at the moment. The 1-2 to Gillespie. Got around on a changeup, but he was well around on that one. Lines it down the left field line and into foul territory. So we'll do it again on the 1-2 pitch. Gillespie out in front on the changeup there from Wanham. That pitch high in the zone as well. A ball and 2 strikes for Wanham. Running is 6. Breaking ball high. Throw down to second. Not in time. 2-2 count at the plate for Doran Gillespie, and a stolen base for Spencer 6 gets him into scoring position. So Six gets himself into scoring position. Can Gillespie bring him around? Doc's needing offense early. A 2-2 pitch for Gillespie from Walker Wanham coming up. Wanham's 2-2 offering, fouled back. Right down the pipe, he challenged him with the fastball, and Doran didn't square it up, but he got enough of it. Sent it right back. He didn't. If he gets on top of that ball, it might be driven a while. Sharp line drive back up the middle, but he was just underneath it. 2-2 count. The pitch again. Gillespie gets high in the air out to left field. Isaiah Burke camping, waits, and he'll make the catch. Throws back in to hold Spencer Six at second. Got a lot of it, not enough of it. Hangs up in the air for out number 2.
Next batter, the first baseman, number 15.
And Jonathan Stone will try to get something started for the Doc Stewarts, looking for their first hit still in the ball game. Stone will step in with 2 down and 1 on in scoring position. Wanham trying to get through the first inning without allowing a hit or a run. First pitch here to Stone. He got underneath that pitch, fouls it back for strike 1. Jonathan Stone hitting .337 this season, was 3 for 5 against Willamette Valley the first time the two teams met. Stone went 0 for 2 with a strikeout against Wanham. Take inside. A 1-1 count now. Home run derby going on. We've got scores to report from other games of note here at the moment, and we've got another Area 4 doubleheader going on tonight, so a lot to talk about here throughout tonight's broadcast. 1-1 pitch for Stone. Breaking ball, low outside corner, called for a strike. A ball and 2 strikes for Jonathan Stone. Wanham trying to finish it off. He will not with the next pitch. It's in the dirt outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Stone back in with Spencer Six out at second. 2 down, bottom of the first. Doc's trailing 3-0. The 2-2 from Wanham. High and inside, buzzing him back. You got the 2 big men out there battling it here. Stone at 6'7", and Wanham listed at 6'7". Full count pitch coming up here for Jonathan Stone with 2 down, out at second base. Spencer Six, the 3-2, swung on and missed. A strikeout to finish off things in the bottom of the first for the Doc Stewarts. They'll leave a man stranded at second base. No runs, no hits, no errors. The 1 man left on. It's 3-0 as we go to the top of the second. Doc's trailing Willamette Valley here on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
It is dinner time. Hamburgers, hot dogs, nachos.
Copy.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Top of the second inning, Doc Stewart's baseball this evening, brought to you by Pepsi and Bigfoot Beverages of Roseburg. Pick up a delicious, refreshing Pepsi today. Why not come out here to the ballpark and pick one up down at the Lions Den? A proud distributor of Pepsi products down there at the Lions Den here at Legion Field. Jay Stoffel here in the second. First pitch sitting in the air out to right field. As we're back at the top of the lineup, Bryce Betcher flying out to start things off in the second inning. Willamette Valley sending 9 hitters to the plate in the first, scoring 3 runs to take their early advantage. But Stoffel getting the first out here in the second, trying to keep things tight after the big first inning for Willamette Valley. One away, and up to bat next, Zach Hart, the first baseman. The lefty stands in, takes the first pitch for strike one. Swings and fouls off the next pitch, falls behind quickly 0-2. Hart had the single in the first inning to right field. In fact, 3 of the 4 hits in the first inning all went to right field. Hart, of course, a left-handed batter, so he pulled it that way. It was on a hit and run with Bryce Betcher. Betcher was able to take 2 bags on the single. Pitch inside, a 1-2 count now for Hart. Stoffel's delivery, and it got handcuffed going to second base and taking it into the outfield grass. Jacob Luther will make the catch on the soft liner to the right side. 2 down. And this is much more like what the Doc Stewarts are hoping to see out of Jay Stoffel tonight. He's gotten the first 2 outs quickly as he faces the top of the lineup. It'll be Walker Wanham, the pitcher. Had the RBI single to start the scoring in the first. He bats here with 2 down and nobody on base. First pitch of the at-bat for Stoffel. Low and outside. Wanham 1 for 1 in the game. Jay Stoffel, we mentioned how Wanham pitched against the Docs less than a week ago. Jay Stoffel did not throw in that trip to Springfield. There's a ground ball up the middle, taken by Luther. His throw to first. Got it there in time. Jacob Luther sliding to his right up the middle, and his throw from the knees able to beat out Walker Wanham at first base. So 1-2-3 inning for the Doc Stewarts here in the second defensively. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base for the Willamette Valley Titans. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Docs trailing 3-0 right here on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Bottom of the second inning, Doc Stewart's baseball brought to you by Chuck Swarm and Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? Jet Black will lead things off for the Doc Stewarts as they try to come back from this 3-0 deficit. They hold Willamette Valley scoreless in the top of the second inning. Jet will try to get things started. Walker Wanham on the mound out of his windup. Jet gets underneath the first pitch, sends it high in the air to left field. Backing up in front of the warning track, Isaiah Burke will make the catch. Jet got around on that, hit it hard, just high in the air, hanging up there for Isaiah Burke to backpedal underneath. The long fly ball out will be the first here in the second inning for the Doc Stewarts. Cody Johnson will bat. Johnson comes in hitting .340 on this season. First pitch is in for strike one to Johnson. Cody batting with one out, nobody on. Low and outside on the next pitch for a 1-1 count. Here in the bottom of the second inning. Wanham's 1-1 delivery. He is lined right side. It'll get in for a base hit for Cody Johnson, and there's your first hit of the evening for the Doc Stewarts. One on and one away. And so the Doc Stewarts will get a man on base with one out. The Docs will send up now Luke Van Norman. So one on with Johnson single. Luke Van Norman batting the DH. Throw over to first base to check on Johnson. Luke Van Norman, the DH, batting for Jay Stoffel here in the matchup. Van Norman comes into this game. He's got a pretty good average going right now. And in fact, he's got a hit streak going as he chops one towards short. Betcher fields. The throw to first will not be in time as they get the runner at second base. Johnson is cut down there. 6-4 on the putout. Bryce Betcher at short. Real smooth on the field as that ball in the hole at short. And that taking him towards third base. He made the quick turn to get it to second at second base. Wyatt Sales tried to make the turn to get it to first, but his throw was behind as Van Norman will get on base. Fielder's choice puts him on 2 down for the Docs here in the second inning, trailing 3-0. Batting next will be Drake Bourgeois with 1 on, 2 down. Swing and a miss for Bourgeois for strike 1.
The left fielder number 3, Drake Bourgeois.
Bourgeois comes in batting .268 on the season. Went 0 for 2 against Wanham with a strikeout last time the two teams met. Just outside for a 1-1 count now for Drake. I was going to tell you that Luke Van Norman in 6 games, in 6 games when he's had more than one at-bat, he's gotten a hit. His last 6 games where he's had more than one at-bat. So he was used as a pinch hitter in one game and went 0 for 1 in that contest, but every other game in the last 7, when he's gotten in and gotten more than the one at-bat, he's gotten a hit. He's been very productive, kind of in and out of the lineup for him this season, but Van Norman's been doing pretty well for a first-timer on this Doc Stewart's roster this summer. Came into today hitting .282. The 1-2 now for Bourgeois. Goes right side and gets through between first and second. The ball gets into right field, gets by. That's going to roll a bit on Nelson in right field. They're going to hold up Van Norman at second base. He raced to the bag and did not pick up third base coach Dave York in time to try and take advantage of that error in right field. So Bourgeois gets on with a single. Docs could have gotten their first run of the game. E9 gets Van Norman to second and gets Van Norman to third and Bourgeois to second. Docs with 2 in scoring position. It'll come up to Jacob Luther trying to drive him in. Luther stands in. He's been in a bit of a slump lately, trying to come out of it. That ball almost looked like it hit him, but it pops in and out of the glove of the catcher, Hunter Brown. So 1-0 count now for Jacob Luther. Update you on the home run derby here in just a moment. Ball slapped in the air out towards right field. Could be trouble. The second baseman, a diving grab over the shoulder by Wyatt Sales to snag it away and rob a hit from Jacob Luther, and that'll end things for the Docs here in the second. They leave 2 men stranded on base in scoring position. No runs on 2 hits. There was 1 error for the Titans. The 2 men left on base for the Doc Stewarts. That'll finish things off here in the bottom of the second inning. We'll go to the top of the third. Docs trail 3-0 against the Willamette Valley Titans on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Isaiah Burke leads things off for the Willamette Valley Titans as we start the third inning. Jay Stoffel missing on his first pitch for a 1-0 count. Today's game brought to you by Bimart. Score big at Bimart where you can get ready for your season for less. Strike called on the second pitch, a 1-1 count now for Burke, who drew a walk in the first inning. Was left stranded at third base as the Titans scored 3 in the first. Takes another strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. For Jay Stoffel, who's trying to settle in after a first inning where he faced all 9 batters. He'll get a swing and a miss for strike 3, and, well, he seems to be settling in quite nicely. 4th strikeout of the game for Jay Stoffel. First out here in the third inning. Don't strike out when it comes to water for your home. Trust more well drilling, keeping Douglas County green since 1947. Call them at 541-459-4039. Cade Christ will bat. First pitch to him is fouled off for strike 1. Christ had a 2-run single in the first inning to right field. Bats with nobody on and 1 away here in the third. Jay Stoffel has now retired 6 straight batters. 3 of them via strikeout. Pitched low for a 1-1 count to Christ. Out of the windup, Stoffel. Ground ball left side, takes a high hop through the infield for Cade Christ as he'll single for a second time. Gets another base hit. And that one just finding the hole at short and into left field to Drake Bourgeois.
Next batter, number 23.
So 1 out single to left. First batter on base since the first inning for the Titans. Trey Nelson will bat. He was the first strikeout victim of the night for Jay Stoffel. Second time through the lineup here for Willamette Valley. Docs will look for a ground ball for a double play possibility. First pitch outside, ball 1. So taking a look at the home run derby, first round action is done. Jock Peterson advances, Vlad Guerrero Jr. advances, Ronald Acuna Jr. advances, and Pete Alonso advancing as well. So those are your matchups. Guerrero and Peterson squaring off in one side of the bracket in round 2. Acuna Jr. and Alonso squaring off on the other side. Strike 2 taken on the 1-1 after the foul ball to Trey Nelson. He's got himself a 1-2 count. Vlad Guerrero Jr. looks like he is starting to mash in round 2, by the way. Pitch in the dirt, laying off. A 2-2 count now for Nelson. He had a record-setting 29 home runs in the first round, apparently. Two balls, 2 strikes here in our game as we stop watching the home run derby. A 2-2 count. Swing and a miss. Nelson will go down with another strikeout, 5th of the night for Jay Stoffel. 2 away here in the top of the third. Docs will try to get through the third inning. Still down 3-0. Trying everything they can to chip away at that lead. They've at least been getting closer to scoring in this ball game. Last inning. After the first, got 1 runner on, got 2 on, and both into scoring position in the second. Maybe the trend will continue, and they get someone across the plate here in the third. First pitch now, a called strike against Wyatt Sales. Sales reached on a walk in the first inning. Stoffel appears to have come back with a vengeance after that first, where he gave up 4 hits, 2 walks, and 3 runs total. Oh, 1 delivery coming up for Stoffel. The pitch to Sales fouled off. So Wyatt Sales will step back in with an 0-2 count. Sales was 1 for 4 against the Docks the first time they squared off last Tuesday. His 0-2 pitch from Stoffel. Bounces in. The runner heading for second. The throw from 6. Not in time. That'll be a wild pitch to move Cade Christ into scoring position. That ball bounced up and at first base, Christ, I think, was surprised with how far in front of the plate it bounced. If Spencer Six had maybe gotten a chance to get that ball into his throwing hand faster, he probably had him out at second base. But that ball bounced and then had to use the chest protector to knock it down, and Six had to find the baseball before he could throw it. And that small delay allowing Cade Christ to get into second base. A 1-2 pitch for Sales. He fouls off another one. Nice crowd showing up here on a Monday night for this big Area 4 showdown here at Legion Field. Beautiful night for baseball here in Roseburg. We saw some hit and miss weather up in Corvallis when we were up there. Beautiful night here in Roseburg tonight. Look to try and throw back to second. No throw from Stoffel. Hit 85 for a high today, right now at 84. Very cool and comfortable, though, here at the ballpark. We are expecting the possibility of rain tomorrow. There's a swing and a miss at the high fastball. Strikeout for Wyatt Sales. He'll go down. The 6th strikeout of the game for Jay Stoffel, and he keeps it a 3-0 deficit for the Docks, as once again he'll limit what the Titans can do at the plate. No runs on 1 hit. There were no Doc Stewart errors. 1 man left on base for the Titans. We'll head to the bottom of the 3rd. Docks looking to find their way back into this ballgame, down 3-0 against the Titans on 541radio.com and CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
First batter for the Doc Stewarts in the top of the 3rd inning.
Top of the order coming up for your Roseburg Dr. Stewarts here in the 3rd. Tonight's game brought to you by Flyway Travel. Book your travel plans with their travel experts, now located at 1445 West Harvard Avenue. Walker Wanham on the mound. He'll fire into the plate to Caden Johnson, low and inside. Johnson, very first pitch of the 1st inning. Johnson flew out to center field in his 1 at-bat so far. He'll see at least twice as many pitches. Takes a strike on the inside corner for a 1-1 count. Well, the home run derby going on. We had other action going on today. We'll get you updated when we get a chance to get to our Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update here in this one. The 1-1 pitch low and outside for ball 2 to Cody Johnson. Walker Wanham has allowed just 2 hits, no runs so far against the Docks. He'll miss low for a 3-1 count, though, against Caden Johnson.
Sale, get your money out, raise it up high. The gentleman in the blue will come and get it. 50-50 tickets on sale right now.
3-1 here from Wanham to Johnson. Takes on the inside corner, called strike, takes the count full. Caden comes in with a 5-game hit streak. His 3-2 pitch. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. Johnson will go down looking. For Walker Wanham, that's only his 2nd strikeout of the ball game. He starts things off here in the 3rd with the punch out. 1 down, and up next, Spencer Six, who walked and stole second but was left stranded in scoring position. in the first inning. The righty versus lefty matchup. Docs with a pair of lefties in the lineup tonight. First pitch high and away for ball one to Spencer. A 1-0 pitch. The tall righty fires in. Spencer will foul it back. One pitch here for Stoffel. Or excuse me, for 6. He'll foul it down the right first base side. 1-1 count goes to 1-2. A 1-2 count with one away and nobody on base. Wanham misses high and away. It just feels like early on in this game, Docs have had more success against Walker Wanham than they did the first time around. Granted, he only gave up 2 hits in that 5-inning contest, and Docs were shut out in that one, so they've only got 2 hits and they're still shut out. As a ground ball rolled towards second, Wyatt Sales will make the play for out number 2. So while I may be feeling as if the Docs are doing a little bit better against Walker Wanham, it makes it feel like at least they're making them work a little bit more than they did the first time around. But the results at the moment are still about the same. 2 down, nobody on base. Doran Gillespie will bat. Wanham saw 4 batters in the first inning. He's trying to get a 1-2-3 frame here in the third as he faces the top of the lineup. First pitch, Gillespie lines it into left field. So that will extend the inning for at least one more batter. A line drive shot. Gillespie will pick up his first hit of the game. Doran now with a 5-game hit streak. But once again, the base hit comes with 2 outs, and the Doc Stewarts, they'll have to try and do their damage with 2 outs against them and try to rally. Wanham on the mound, facing Jonathan Stone. He got him to strike out in the first inning to finish things off. Stone will take a breaking ball low and outside for ball 1. Stone went down swinging in the first. A 1-0 pitch from Wanham. Breaking ball is high for a 2-0 count. That ball did not miss by much. That game, the Wanham won against the Docs, 10-0 the final score. The 10th run coming across on Cade Chris' 3-run shot in the bottom of the 5th to end it early. But then Drake Bourgeois went out and threw a no-hitter into the 7th inning, and the Docs won 6-1 in Game 2 against Willamette Valley less than a week ago on Tuesday. Since then, the Docs had Wednesday off and then went and played 4 days straight up in Corvallis, going 2-2 at the Mickey Riley Star Spangled Tournament. 3-0 pitch, it's ball 4, a 4-pitch walk issued to Jonathan Stone, and the Docs with a 2-out single and now a 2-out walk. They've got runners at first and second here in the 3rd inning. Still trailing 3-0.
Next batter, number 18.
Trying to find any way to get that first run across the plate and see if they can get the floodgates to open. Jet Black at the plate. Jet flew out to left field. A high towering fly ball deep to left field his first time up. He'll take the first pitch, a breaking ball for a called strike. The 0-1. Jet takes outside for a 1-1 count. The 1-1, Jet goes after a high fastball, swing and a miss. One ball, 2 strikes. Wanham's pitch. Lined into left field. Jet will keep things going. They're going to send Gillespie around to the plate. The throw, it's cut off. They've got Stone off the bag at second. He slides in. Got him at second base. That'll finish things in the bottom of the third. But the Docs will get one run across as Jet Black does score. Doran Gillespie does score before that final out was made. Jonathan Stone at second base. He took the hard turn. They cut it off, and they got him there. But the Docs get one on the two-out single by Jet Black to left field. So they do come through with a two-out rally to get at least one run back. They trail 3-1 as we go to the top of the fourth inning. One run on two hits. No errors for Willamette Valley, and one man left on base for the Doc Stewarts. Back after this on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
Top of the fourth inning, Docs now trailing 3-1 as they get on the board against Walker Wanham here in the third inning. Jay Stoffel on the mound got a first pitch foul ball out of Hunter Brown. And now working his way back into the at-bat. Brown has a 2-1 count. But he'll take a breaking ball for strike two, and it evens things up as we start things here in the fourth inning. Today's game brought to you by Cruise Farms Market, now open for the season. Don't forget the pie. The 2-2 from Stoffel, fouled back again. Stays at a 2-2 count. Docs trailing 3-1 as we start the fourth inning. Willamette Valley trying to get the run back. Breaking ball, strike three called. Another punch out for Jace. That'll be the first strikeout looking for him. He freezes Hunter Brown, who has struck out twice. That's 7 strikeouts in this game for Jay Stoffel. Retires the first batter here in the fourth inning. 8-9-1 hitters coming up for the Titans. And so now the 9-hitter, Tristan Vidal, will bat. First pitch, chops one high on the infield, got to charge in. Luther, throw to first, not in time. Luther stayed back waiting on that ball. He needed to charge faster. That one took a monster hop off the infield. And with it waiting it to come down, Vidal able to beat that out on the infield for a single. One on with one out. Top of the lineup here, Bryce Betcher, 1 for 2 in the game, will hit against Stoffel with a man on at first. He'll try to stay out of the double play. Throw over to first base for Stoffel to check on Vidal. First pitch of the at-bat for Betcher. Takes for a strike on the outer half. Bryce Betcher last time up flew out to right field. His first at-bat was quite the battle, and he ended up winning. Got jammed, but was able to muscle one into left field for a base knock, and he would eventually come around to score the first run of the ball game. Runner going, they expected it. The throw to second, and the tag won't get there. The throw was low from 6, and up to third is going to go Vidal. So the throwing error will give the Titans a man at third base with only one out. Stolen base and then an E2. They pitched out, but 6 just not a great throw on it. It bounced into Luther, who tried to quickly apply the tag. But that ball, as he was trying to field and tag all at once, that ball got away from him into center. 1-1 pitch, grounded into left field, and that'll get the run back for the Titans. Base knock for Bryce Betcher, drives in Tristan Vidal, and it's now 4-1. Back in front by 3 are the Titans. So all that hard work the Docs did to get 1 run on the board, they give it right back here in the 4th.
Next batter, number 8, Zach Hart.
Batting next will be Zach Hart. He's 1 for 2 in the ball game. First pitch, line drive shot right to Caden Johnson at short. He thought about trying to throw to first, but back to the bag went Bryce Betcher. A line out for Zach Hart. First pitch swinging. Second out of the 4th inning, and Walker Wanham will bat with 1 on and 2 down. That line drive shot going right to Caden. Didn't have to move, just had to reach up a little bit to get to that ball. Snagging it out of the air. Wanham, the pitcher, 1 for 2 in the game with an RBI single in the first. Stoffel giving up his first run since the first inning. It appears that round 2 of this home run derby between Jock Peterson and Vlad Guerrero Jr. continues to go to extra rounds. So runner going, a strike call, throw to second. Got him. That'll finish it off. Bryce Betcher caught stealing. They tried to test Spencer 6 a second time, and that did not work out. Applying the tag was Caden Johnson, and the Doc Stewarts get out of the 4th inning. But they do give up 1 unearned run here in the 4th and trail 4-1 as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score. Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
First batter for the Doc Stewarts in the bottom of the 4th inning, number 2, Cody Johnson.
Go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Docs trail 4-1. Docs baseball here today brought to you by Mahalo Heating and Air Conditioning, your best choice for the finest comfort, indoor comfort control. Call them today at 672-6707. Cody Johnson will bat here in the 4th inning. Launches one into the air to right field. Coming in to make the catch will be Trey Nelson. Tiring the first batter for the Docs here. 1 pitch, 1 out for Walker Wanham. That has been the case a couple of innings now for the Doc Stewarts. Trying to be aggressive at the plate, but resulting in an out on the first pitch. 1 down, the lefty Luke Van Norman will bat. Van Norman reached on a fielder's choice in the second. Takes the first pitch for ball 1 from the righty Walker Wanham. 1-0 pitch for Walker. Van Norman takes down the middle. Try to get you a look at our Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update here in the 4th inning. Building relationships, building projects, building materials. Garrettson Building Supply supporting our Douglas County community for over 90 years. Comebacker up the middle gets over Wanham. It goes to second. Wyatt Sales will make the play for out number 2. Let's check in with Josh Nelson, who's been taking a look at the scoreboard and keeping tabs on things for us here tonight. Josh, what do we got?
Hey, Joey, in Area 4 play right now, Eugene is at Grants Pass. Eugene leads 4-2 after the second inning. The Roseburg Renegades were at Thurston today for a league doubleheader, and they won 12-1 in the first game in 5 innings and won the second game 11-1 in 6 innings. Back to you, Joey.
All righty, thank you, Josh. Doc Stewart's trying to come back here from a 4-1 deficit. First pitch fouled away by Drake Bourgeois at the plate with 2 down. Swing and a miss for Bourgeois. He'll fall behind 0-2. Bourgeois with a single in the second inning. An error in right field possibly could have resulted in a run for the Doc Stewarts, but they didn't see it quite fast enough, and so couldn't capitalize on it. Bourgeois is going to line one out that direction again. That'll fall in. This time Nelson fields it cleanly. So Drake Bourgeois was 0 for 2 against Walker Wanham the first time they met back on Tuesday, and this time around, Bourgeois 2 for 2 in the matchup. Soft liner opposite field will drop in. And another 2-out base runner for the Doc Stewarts. They managed to take advantage of it in the third inning. Jacob Luther will see if they can try and do something with it here in the fourth. Trailing by 3, the Docs behind the Willamette Valley Titans. First pitch, a little elevated for ball 1 against Luther. A 1-0 count for Wanham against the 9-hitter Luther. Outside for ball 2. Well, it looks like Vlad Guerrero retaking the lead against Jock Peterson. I don't know how this home run derby is going back and forth between these two sluggers. Vlad Jr. and Jock Peterson going back at it. A ball to center field for Luther on the 2-0 pitch. Flies out to center field for the final out. So Doc Stewart's unable to do anything in the fourth, still down 4-1 against the Willamette Valley Titans. We'll head to the top of the 5th inning. This is Doc Stewart's Baseball, streaming at 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Pub in downtown Roseburg, 394-0777. If you have those, bring them up to the press box.
We head to the top of the 5th inning. It's a 4-1 ball game in favor of the visiting Willamette Valley Titans in first place in Area 4, trying to hold on to their ground there.
Number 24, Walker Wanham.
Walker Wanham leads things off for the Titans. He fouls off the first pitch from Jay Stoffel. Stoffel out there for his 5th inning of work. He's allowed 7 hits in the ball game, 4 runs. 3 of them in the first, and then 1 unearned run in the 4th. Another foul ball for Wanham gives him an 0-2 count. Wanham 1 for 2 in the ball game. Stoffel's pitch bounces in. Doc Stewart's Baseball here in the 5th inning, brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. Stoffel out of the windup is 1-2 pitch. Check swing, chop towards second, charging in. Luther, with plenty of time, will make the throw to first to get Wanham. That's a couple of outs for Jacob Luther against Walker Wanham. First batter retired for the Titans. Up next will be the cleanup man, Isaiah Burke. Burke in the ball game tonight is 0 for 1. Walked in the first. Struck out swinging in the third inning. This is the third time through the lineup now for Willamette Valley against Jay Stoffel. Stoffel's pitch misses outside for ball 1. I have him right around 80 pitches right now here in the 5th inning. A 1-0 is down low for a 2-0 count. So you take away that first inning, and it's a 1-1 ball game. And that is kind of been the message from Coach Robbins as of late. They've got to limit the damage in the first innings, or at least early on. They've got to limit those big innings, and that has been kind of the crux of the season for the Doc Stewarts. Is a pitch high for a 3-0 count now for Stoffel against Burke. And that is the difference right now, just that one big inning. The 3-0 strike on the outside corner to Burke. So that is the big difference so far in this ball game. We've seen it a number of times this year for the Docs. A ball high in the air for Burke. Out to left field. Bourgeois calling for it. No, it'll be Jet Black that takes it. Jet calling off Bourgeois. I was worried for a moment that the two might be miscommunicating out there. Bourgeois hesitated a couple of times, it looked like, to try and get underneath that ball, but Jet called it all the way, was right there to make the play in left center for the second out. 2 down, Cade Christ will bat 2 for 2 in this ball game with 2 RBI. A pair of singles for him so far. Takes the first pitch, a breaking ball outside for ball 1. Christ has gone right side and left side. This time he fouls it off for a 1-1 count as that ball gets into the seats. Stoffel looking for a 1-2-3 inning. He did that back in the second. Needs one more out to get through things here in the top of the 5th inning. Docs need to get the offense going soon. Pitch outside bounces in for a 2-1 count. No action in either bullpen as of right now. High in the air to right field for Wanham. Going back is Gillespie. Doran underneath it. Looks to me that was Cade Christ at the plate, who will go down with the fly ball out to right field to finish things off in the top of the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We're through 4.5 as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Willamette Valley in front, 4-1 on top of the Doc Stewarts on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate! Johnson.
Bottom of the 5th inning, Docs trailing 4-1. Walker Wanham on the mound. First pitch for Caden Johnson, rolls it to short. Bryce Betcher will make the throw across the diamond to get Caden Johnson, third out that he has made in this ball game. He is 0 for 3 right now. He has been very aggressive early in his at-bats, and so far has not been able to poke one through for a base hit. One away, Spencer Six will bat 0 for 1 in the game with a ground ball out to second his last time at the plate. Docs down by 3. First pitch swinging for Spencer. Right side gets through. And Spencer 6 will have himself a base hit. 1 for 2 on the night now. Spencer on at first for a second time in the evening, drawing a walk in the first inning. He eventually stole second.
Next batter, number 11, Doran Gillespie.
So Docs moving quickly in their at-bats here, going after early pitches. That time it works out for Spencer, working it between first and second. Doran Gillespie will bat 1 for 2 tonight for him. He had a soft liner to left field, eventually came around to score the first run of the game for the Doc Stewarts. Throw over to first base to check on Spencer, who does have a stolen base. He's back in safely. Wanham's first pitch to Gillespie. A breaking ball finishes low in the dirt for ball 1. Tonight's game brought to you by Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. One-0 delivery for Wanham. Fouled off at the plate by Gillespie. So an update on the home run derby. Vlad Jr. does advance over Jock Peterson after they had 2 overtime sessions to try and break the tie. Quite the battle between those two. Will Vlad Jr. have anything left in the tank in the finals? 1-1 pitch. Gillespie fouls it off his front leg for strike 2. A 1-2 pitch for Gillespie. Steps out for a moment to walk off the foul ball. Back into the box. The pitch swung on and missed. Gillespie will go down chasing the high heat. Third strikeout of the game for Walker Wanham as he's trying to get through 5 innings with a lead in his favor. Jonathan Stone will bat 0 for 1 in the game. Walked his last time up. He was caught off his second base in that third inning and committed the final out after Gillespie scored on the single by Jet Black, ending the Docs rally. A big lead at first base for Spencer 6 on the secondary, and he has to slide back in on the back pick from Hunter Brown behind the plate. 1-0 count for Stone. Wanham trying to get through things here in the 5th. Strike called outside corner. Stone watches one go by. A 1-1 count. Breaking ball. Stone watching that one the entire time. Hesitant to try and get the bat going. That pitch on the inside corner, beautifully placed. A ball and 2 strikes now for Jonathan Stone. Wanham delivers. He gets a swing and a miss for strike 3. 4th strikeout of the game. Walker Wanham will retire the Doc Stewarts here in the bottom of the 5th. No runs on 1 hit. There were no Titan errors and 1 man left on base for the Doc Stewarts. We're through 5 innings of play. Doc Stewarts trailing 4-1 against the Willamette Valley Titans. Down to the final 2 innings in this game 1 of a doubleheader on 541radio.com and on Sports Radio 1490, The Score.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Starting off the top of the 6th inning now for Willamette Valley, it'll be number 23, Trey Nelson.
Go to the 6th inning. Docs trailing 4-1 against Willamette Valley. It's been quite the pitcher's battle as a line drive shot on the first pitch for Jay Stoffel goes right to the shortstop, Caden Johnson. Retiring the first out here in the 6th inning on another line drive laser right to Johnson there is short, and he's been able to manage those no problem. Wyatt Sales will bat next, 0 for 1 in the game. Trey Nelson, who led things off for Willamette Valley, now 0 for 3 in the ball game. Top of the 6th. Squaring to bunt. Strike taken for Sales. Give him an 0-1 count. Today's game brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. That's Fisher's Hearth and Home. 1-1 count now for Sales. Walked in the first inning, struck out in the third. Jay Stoffel and Walker Wanham going back and forth, if not for a big first inning, as Stoffel, he's looked pretty dang good the rest of the game. Gave up 4 hits and 3 runs in the first. Since then, he has given up just 3 hits and 1 unearned run since. If not for that one inning where things didn't go so well for him to start out the game, this is quite the pitcher's duel. A 1-2 pitch from Stoffel is low and outside for a 2-2 count. Docs will hopefully can make this game interesting down the stretch. Stoffel's 2-2 fouled off. We'll do the 2-2 pitch again. It's down low and the count goes full. The 3-2 delivery for Stoffel. 1 out, nobody on. Chopper towards second. It's Stone that's going to take it. He throws to first, and his throw gets away. And that rolls into the dugout for the Titans. Up to second base will go Wyatt Sales. So that'll be an error on Stone. Second error of the game for the Doc Stewarts. That was a foot race to the bag. And Sales might have had a chance to beat it. It was going to be close, but the errant throw definitely allowing him to get on safe. First pitch swinging now. It's a tapper towards third, picked up by Johnson. Cody's throw to first will get him. Hunter Brown out at first. 2 down, up to third base, though, goes Wyatt Sales, a man 90 feet from home, as the Titans look to extend their lead on top 4-1 at the moment. Tristan Vidal will bat, 1 for 2 in the game.
Next batter, number 10, Tristan Vidal.
So 2 down, Vidal at the plate, the center fielder. Had a infield single in the 4th inning. He scored the unearned run in that 4th. An 0-1 pitch misses. A 1-1 count now for Vidal. Stoffel trying to get through this 6th inning. He bounces one in. It's right underneath Spencer 6. He took a moment to find it, but he does collect it, and the runner holds at third. Two balls and 1 strike. And a balk. Wait, no. Home umpire is saying no pitch. Time was called, and that's why Stoffel didn't throw. So it's not a balk. It was time called, and he didn't throw to the plate. Another pitch misses for a 3-1 count now for Stoffel. That'll get Austin Anderson up and throwing in the bullpen for the Docs. Strike called on the 3-1. That'll bring Vidal back to the plate. He was ready to head down to first. But he'll be back at the plate with the 3-2 count. Now one in the dirt will walk him. He'll get to his free base. Top of the lineup will come up for Willamette Valley with runners at first and third and 2 down.
Next batter, number 15, Bryce Betcher.
Bryce Betcher will come up to hit for a 4th time, and out to the mound goes Coach Kearns. Doc Stewart's Baseball this evening brought to you by our friends at Good Vibration Solutions. For home theater and automotive audio, you can feel it at Good Vibes. Maybe see if we can get a check-in on our Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update here. Area 4 action going on tonight. Eugene's in second place. They're on the road against 5th place Grants Pass, and we check in with Josh Nelson, who's got a look at the update there. Josh?
Hey, Joey. So after 3 innings, Eugene leads Grants Pass 5-3. Also, Pepsi's doubleheader versus North Medford was canceled today. They will play Grants Pass here tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Back to you, Joey.
All right, Garrettson Building Supply, building relationships, building projects, building materials. Garrettson Building Supply supporting our Douglas County community for over 90 years. After the visit to the mound, Bryce Betcher will step in. He is 2 for 3 in the game with an RBI. First pitch in for a strike. The runner heads off to second. Docs do not throw. They just let Tristan Vidal get into scoring position. Called strike against Bryce Betcher. 2 in scoring position now for the Titans. They lead 4-1. A 1-1 count now for Betcher. Stoffel out of his windup, working quickly. Misses outside for ball 2. Two balls and a strike as Jay Stoffel works in his windup. That ball lifted in the air out towards left center. On the run is Bourgeois. He'll get to it just in front of the track. His speed gets him underneath it. That ball was hit a long way and had a chance to get down, but Bourgeois with the defense backing up Jay Stoffel will keep Willamette Valley off the board. No runs on no hits. There was 1 Doc Stewart error and 2 men left on base for the Titans. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. Docs trailing 4-1 on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Walker Wanham still on the mound for the Willamette Valley Titans. He's been very efficient on the mound as he gets into the 6th inning, only around 70 pitches in this ball game. He will face Jet Black to lead things off. Doc Stewart's trailing at 4-1. They'll have 6 outs left to work with here in game 1 of this doubleheader. Doc's hoping to try and win game 1 and see if they can possibly then take the series with a sweep at home. The 2 teams splitting the doubleheader on the road in Springfield last Tuesday. Fastball first pitch, ball 1 a little high up near the hands for Jet. A 1-0 count now for Wanham. Inside, he misses for ball 2. So we saw some action in the bullpen for the Ducks. In fact, still throwing is Austin Anderson. Have not seen anybody up throwing for Willamette Valley in this one. 4-1 ball game, a 2-0 pitch to Jet. He got around on that towards the alley in right center. Coming in, though, as that ball tails towards right field, Trey Nelson will make the catch for out number 1. One down for the Ducks here in the 6th, down to their final 5 outs of game 1. Cody Johnson is 1 for 2 in this ball game. Flew out to right field his last time up. Hits with nobody on and 1 out. Takes high for ball 1. Johnson had a single to right field in the 2nd inning. First base hit of the ball game against Walker Wanham. Docs with 6 hits in the contest. 1-0. Line drive shot, 1 hop to second. Taking it is Sales. And he's got the easy play to first for out number 2. Comebacker went right by Walker Wanham, but then hooked over to second base and easily able to take it on a 1 hop. Was Wyatt Sales. Has no problem throwing out Johnson at first base. 2 down, and Luke Van Norman 0 for 2 in the game. Van Norman up for a 3rd time. Wanham trying to work through the 6th with the lead still intact. He's got 2 outs. He's well on his way to making that happen. Misses high and inside to the lefty. Wanham has been a tough nut to crack for this Doc Stewart's baseball team. Taking high and away for a 2-0 count is Luke Van Norman. The DH for Jay Stoffel. Two balls, no strikes. Wanham gets a foul ball from Van Norman for strike 1. So 2 balls and a strike with 2 down and nobody on base. And now strike 2 across, 2 balls and 2 strikes for Luke. Two count. Van Norman stays alive, fouls off the pitch. Two balls, 2 strikes. Wanham's 2-2 delivery, high and inside for ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Sounds like we lost our radio feed, so we'll join that back here when we get our earliest convenience. The 3-2 pitch to Luke Van Norman, fouled off, and it'll stay a 3-2 count. So back on the radio side there in the studio there, Cruz. We will have you rejoin on the radio side here when you get a chance. We are just about to wrap up the 6th inning here. 2 down, a full count pitch coming up for Luke Van Norman with 2 down. Wanham out of the windup is 3-2. Fouled off again. And I believe we have rejoined you here on the radio side, folks. Sorry for the brief interruption with the broadcast there. Not sure what knocked us offline for a moment there, but we are back. As we rejoin, Docs trail 4-1. We're in the bottom of the 6th. 3-2 count to Luke Van Norman with 2 outs. He'll pull one towards second. Wyatt Sales in front of it will make the out. That'll wrap things up here in the bottom of the 6th for the Doc Stewarts. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We're through 6 innings of play. Docs trail 4-1 on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
We get our first call to the pen tonight, brought to you by Shelby and Migulena Construction. Your local leaders for any project, big or small, 30 years of quality, affordable work. Call Shelby and Migulena or visit their website, webuildhouses.com. We've got a new pitcher on the mound. It'll be Austin Anderson for the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. Anderson enters the game for Jay Stoffel. Stoffel will go 6 innings. He gave up 7 hits, 4 runs, and he ended up finishing with 7 strikeouts in this ball game. So the righty, Austin Anderson, will take over. Anderson comes into the matchup. First pitch missing low and inside to the lefty, Zach Hart. Anderson, 9 2/3 innings worked, making his 5th appearance. He's got a 1-0 win-loss record. That ball hit high in the air, but well fouled down the right field line for the lefty, Zach Hart. 2.89 ERA for Anderson. 10 strikeouts, 4 walks in his time on the mound. Some action in the bullpen for Willamette Valley. We'll check on that in a moment as that ball lifted in the air to right field. Doran Gillespie underneath it for out number 1. So fly ball out to right field. We'll get the first out for the Docs here in the 7th inning. Anderson trying to keep it at a 4-1 deficit. Docs will have to get a huge rally in the 7th to try and come back to win against Willamette Valley. Batting now will be Walker Wanham. A 1-0 count. So in the bullpen for Willamette Valley, they've got somebody throwing down there. Pitch fouled away. It'll be Kyle Davis, right-handed pitcher from Harrisburg High School, is getting loose for Willamette Valley. Foul ball for Wanham, gives him a 1-1 count. Want to say thanks to everybody down in the Lions Den for hooking us up here tonight. A couple of hamburgers on their way up here. Appreciate that to Rick and the entire crew down there. Rick, Mike, who brings it up to us. Boy, we appreciate everybody. Swing and a miss for strike 2 for Walker Wanham. Those guys definitely keeping me fat and sassy up here in the booth. To steal a phrase there. But we appreciate them down there. And if you're here, we hope that you visit the Lions Den for all your ballpark food needs. The 1-2 outside by Anderson, a 2-2 count. Doc Stewart's baseball tonight brought to you by South River Community Health Center. A 2-2 pitch outside for Anderson, a 3-2 count. We appreciate their sponsorship of Doc Stewart's baseball this season. Walker Wanham at the plate has a full count. He is 1 for 3 tonight. He'll ground it third base side. It gets through the legs for Cody Johnson. And that'll be an error. Put a runner on with 1 out. Johnson trying to get in front of that. Didn't get the glove down all the way, and that ball gets by him into left field. One on with 1 out. Docs will look for a ground ball out here if they can get it. At the plate, Isaiah Burke is 0 for 2 with a walk. Flew out to center field his last time up. He hits with Walker Wanham on at first. First pitch lets it go by high and away. Home run derby, it is Vlad Jr. and Pete Alonso squaring off in the championship matchup, it looks like. 1-0 pitch high and away for ball 2. So Isaiah Burke ahead in the at-bat here against Anderson, who will get a visit from Spencer Six. Now we are streaming the home run derby here, so if you maybe are watching it and listening to the game on the radio, you probably are ahead of us. So at least we're probably not spoiling anything for anybody unless you taped it and we're going to watch it later. 2-0 pitch high and away for a 3-0 count now for Burke. Vlad Guerrero up to 15 homers in his championship round. Alonso waiting to hit second. 3-0 pitch, hit hard into left field. That'll be a base knock for Burke, his first of the game. Picked up by Bourgeois in left field. Up to second base goes Walker Wanham. So Isaiah Burke does not go without a hit in the first game of tonight's doubleheader. Gets a one-out single to left field. Runners at first and second for the Titans with one down. Cade Christ will bat, 2 for 3 in the game. First pitch fouled back for strike one. Cade Christ has a pair of singles. He's driven in 2. And out of the dugout is going to come Danny Sales, out to have a conversation with our home plate umpire. And I believe they're going to get a courtesy runner. They're going to get a pinch runner for Isaiah Burke. So Burke's going to come out of the game. And they'll bring on a new man to run at first. Taking over for Isaiah Burke will be Lucas Patterson from Marist High School, running at first base. They may be sending Burke out to the bullpen to get loose as a possible relief pitcher and then re-enter him into the game. We'll have to wait and see how that works if they pull off a switch like that. 1-1 count at the plate for Cade Christ. They still have the right-hander in the bullpen warming up right now for Willamette Valley. As a swing and a miss out of Christ gives him a 1-2 count. Out there, it was Kyle Davis throwing in the bullpen, still out there tossing. 1 ball, 2 strikes for Anderson. Ground ball to short. Johnson boots it. It goes off his leg. They're going to hold Wanham at third. Wanham jumped in front of that ball, trying to distract Caden Johnson, and it worked. That'll be another error for the Docs here in the 7th. That is 2 in the 7th now. And for the Docs, that is 4 overall in the ball game.
Batter number 23, Trey Nelson.
Bases loaded with 1 out. Trey Nelson will hit. So the defense not backing up Austin Anderson here in this 7th. First pitch swinging is fouled away for Trey Nelson. Nelson is 0 for 3 in the ball game. A couple of strikeouts and then was robbed of a base hit in the 6th with a line drive shot right at shortstop Caden Johnson. The 0-1 pitch, strike on the inside corner. Nelson with an 0-2 count. Anderson looking for a big punch out here. He won't get it on that one. It's outside for a 1-2 count. Vlad Jr. setting a home run derby record with 91 strikeouts. Ground ball towards short. Picked up by Johnson. Flip to Luther. Throw to first. The double play will finish things in the 7th. 6-4-3. Docs will avoid giving up an extra run as they get the double play ball from Trey Nelson to finish off the top of the 7th. Cade Christ forced out at second base for the second out before Nelson was finished off at first in the inning. No runs on 1 hit, 2 Doc Stewart errors, and there would be 2 men left on base. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Docs trail 4-1, needing 3 to tie and force extras, 4 to walk off with the win. Back after this on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
8-9 one-hitters due up for the Doc Stewarts in the bottom of the 7th, trailing 4-1, but an injury note to make you aware of. For those watching online, you can see him limping off the field, getting help from a couple of coaches. Cade Christ was the runner at first, tried to break up that double play at second base, and as he went in, he must have hurt, it looks like, his left ankle. That is not touching the ground as Christ will walk off the field under help from a couple of other folks, I believe a couple of coaches. He has not put any weight on his left foot, and he would get helped into the dugout. He's trying to slide in to break up the double play. Cade Christ I would not expect to see him back out on the field tonight. He is now sitting in the dugout, and we'll try to get an update on him going on in this game. That means we'll have a new third baseman taking over at third for Willamette Valley will be Brooks Robertson, just wrapping up his sophomore season at South Eugene High School. He takes over at third base for Willamette Valley. So we'll see if the Docs maybe try to go at him quick. Granted, obviously, you've got to deal with what you get from pitcher Walker Wanham, who is still on the mound for Willamette Valley, looking to go for a second complete game victory against the Doc Stewarts. 4-1 ball game. The difference, a 3-run first inning for Willamette Valley. Can the Docs fight their way back here in the 7th? Wanham facing the bottom 3 of the lineup card for the bottom 2 and then the top of the order, but the last 2 hitters in the lineup for the Doc Stewarts facing him for a 3rd time, and then he'll go back to Caden Johnson for a 4th time in this ball game. First pitch to Drake Bourgeois, fastball in the inside corner for a called strike 1. We've got your Roseburg Disposal postgame show coming up after the completion of this ball game, so stay tuned with us for that when this one goes final. The 0-1 to Bourgeois is outside for a 1-1 count. Also coming up in between games, we'll get a chance to catch up with Cade Meisner from Sutherland High School. Talk to him about the season and his thoughts on what's been going on and how he feels like he's grown, and get some other tidbits there from Cade Meisner coming up in between games. 2 balls, 1 strike against Drake Bourgeois, who is 2 for 2 in this ball game. Pair of singles for him. The 2-1, low and inside for a 3-1 count. Nobody throwing in the bullpen right now for Willamette Valley, but we saw a righty getting loose out there earlier, and that was Kyle Davis. 3-1 from Walker Wanham. Inside for ball 4. So the Doc Stewarts will get 1 on. That means the game-tying run is the hitter on deck, Caden Johnson.
Next batter, number 12, Jacob Luther.
If Willamette Valley does make a pitching change, as the pitching coach is going to head out to the mound, if they do make a change in this game, the pitcher coming in would be in line for a save opportunity. 4-1 our score. Doc Stewart's trailing against Willamette Valley. Eugene seems to be comfortably in control down in Grants Pass after we've gotten some more updates from down there. We'll check in with Josh Nelson to get you an update on what's going on with your Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update in our Roseburg Disposal postgame show, so stay tuned for that. Up to bat, Jacob Luther with 1 on and nobody out. A throw down to first. Bourgeois back in safely after a pitch in high to Luther. Docs have been working on their base running, trying to take very aggressive secondary leads, and the message on that was take the aggressive secondary lead, but know that that's going to get guys to throw to the base to try and get you, so you've got to get back. The strike across against Luther, a 1-1 count for the 9-hitter. Jacob is 0 for 2 in the game with a pair of pop-ups. Bourgeois now with a dirty jersey after sliding back in. Takes his lead at first. The 1-1 to Luther. Chops it third base side in the hole. Betcher is long throw to first. Not in time. Bang, bang play at first, and Luther will leg it out. That is one that they would have agonized over in replay in Major League Baseball, trying to figure out what got there first, the ball or the runner. With the naked eye from up here in the booth, I thought it was the runner got there first. So you've got runners at first and second on the infield ground ball by Jacob Luther, and the Docs suddenly with some momentum. They've got the game-tying run at the plate with nobody out. Best scoring chance for the Docs so far in this ball game. Caden Johnson will take the first pitch for strike one. Johnson's been very aggressive on the first pitch throughout this evening. At that time, he takes one down the pipe for a strike. Wanham's 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball for strike two. He is battling his way back in. Oh-2 delivery here from Wanham. His pitch. Swung on, ground ball to third, could be two. Tagging the bag at third is Robertson. His throw to first will not be in time. Nice job at first by Hart to go down low, fighting the sun to make sure that ball does not get by. They get the lead runner for the first out. Bourgeois out at 3. Up to second base went Luther.
Next batter, Spencer 6.
A fielder's choice for Caden Johnson gets him on base for the first time tonight. Spencer 6 will bat. Doc still with 2 outs to work with. Game tying run still at the plate, and they're trying to get a rally mounted. First pitch to 6, fouled down the left field side. So the new replacement, the defensive replacement at third for Cade Christ, who went down with the injured ankle. Robertson there at third. Manages to field the position well, makes the right play, getting the lead runner. Line drive shot goes right to second, game over. Right to shortstop, game over as Betcher catches it and doubles off Jacob Luther at second base. Unlucky for Spencer 6 on a line drive shot that goes right to Bryce Betcher, and it's an easy double play to finish off the ball game. Doc's trying to mount a rally. Unfortunately, it comes up short. Doc Stewart's will fall against Willamette Valley in Game 1 of tonight's doubleheader. We'll have your Roseburg Disposal postgame show coming up in just a moment as the Doc Stewarts fall 4-1 against the Willamette Valley Titans in Game 1 of tonight's Twin Bill. This is Doc Stewart's Baseball on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Oh, we come back here for your Roseburg Disposal postgame show. Let them make the run to the dump for you. Doc Stewart's fall in the opener against the Willamette Valley Titans. Once again, it was brought up in the pregame coach's interview with head coach Jeremiah Robbins, and he said, we just got to avoid that one big inning. And unfortunately tonight, inning number 1 was the big one, and Willamette Valley scoring 3 runs in the top of the first. After that, it's a tie ball game at 1 run apiece. Doc scored 1 in the third. Willamette Valley scored 1 in the fourth. And that's all anybody was able to get the rest of this ball game. And the Doc Stewarts had the game-tying run at the plate, had a couple of good chances to try and bring in some runs in the 7th, but just got a bit unlucky. Hard-hit ground ball at third base. They get the lead runner, and then a line drive shot by Spencer Six to shortstop ends up in a double play to finish off the game for the Docs as they fall against the Titans 4-1. Taking a look at your News Review Sports section game recap here tonight. And of course, remember, you can find more on today's game by picking up a copy of the News Review print edition coming up tomorrow. For the Titans, they scored the runs they needed in the first. 3 runs there off of Jay Stoffel on 4 hits and 2 walks. Stoffel settles in, though. Jay Stoffel ends up going 6 innings total. After the first inning, he only allows 1 unearned run on 3 hits, as he's able to keep the Doc Stewarts within reaching distance in this ball game. But on the other side, Walker Wanham gives up just 1 run in the third inning on a 2-out rally by the Doc Stewarts. Jet Black single to left field, scoring 1 run, and the Docs would get a run on the board, but that's all they'd manage against Wanham, who goes the distance, allows 7 hits, and just the 1 run. Docs commit 4 errors in this ball game. Final numbers: 4 runs on 8 hits, 1 error for Willamette Valley. Doc Stewart's 1 run on 7 hits and 4 errors in the ball game. 3 in the first, 1 in the fourth for Willamette Valley, 1 run in the bottom of the third for the Doc Stewarts. They'll try to get some more offense going as we go to game 2 of the doubleheader. But before we get to the second game of tonight's nightcap, we'll come back. We'll look at the more individual statistics from tonight's contest. And we'll also bring you our interview with Cade Meisner, which we have coming up here in just a few moments as well. Stay with us, folks. More of the Roseburg Disposal postgame show when we return after this on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter, a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Oh, Willamette Valley will pick up some distance on the Doc Stewarts in the Area 4 standings. Docs will fall to 6-7 in Area 4 play. And Willamette Valley will go to 11-2. Docs will try to get the split and see if they can get back within 4 games of Willamette Valley. For the Docs, they would have 6 games left to go in Area 4 play. Willamette Valley improves to 19-9-1 on the season. Doc Stewart 17-12 on the year now after a loss in Game 1. Taking a look at the numbers from this one here tonight for Willamette Valley, 8 hits in the ball game, 2 for 4 for Bryce Betcher at the top of the lineup with an RBI, 1 for 4 for Zach Hart, 1 for 4 for Walker Wanham with an RBI, 1 for 3 for Isaiah Burke. Cade Chris was 2 for 4 with 2 RBI, but got injured sliding into second base to break up a double play. And Chris, I'm not sure we'll see him in Game 2 coming up. And at the bottom of the lineup, the only man with a hit was Tristan Vidal, a 1 for 2 night. He legged out an infield single in the ball game back in the 4th. On the other side for the Doc Stewart, 7 hits in the ball game, 1 for 3 for Spencer Six, 1 for 3 for Doran Gillespie. Jet Black was 1 for 3 with an RBI, 1 for 3 for Cody Johnson, and 2 for 2 for Drake Bourgeois in the 8th spot, 1 for 3 for for Jacob Luther. That is your hits in the contest there tonight. On the mound, getting the win is Walker Wanham. 7 innings work, gave up 7 hits, 1 run. It was earned, 3 walks and 4 strikeouts. Taking the loss is Jay Stoffel. He goes 6 innings, gave up 7 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned, 3 walks and 7 strikeouts. Stoffel falls to 2-2 on the season. Austin Anderson pitched 1 inning of relief, gave up 1 hit, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. So that is going to finish up Game 1 of our doubleheader. Doc Stewart's will try to get the split and see if they can share the series with the Willamette Valley Titans. Doc Stewart's will need a win in Game 2 to do so and split this one. Docs have not won a season series against an Area 4 opponent as of yet, but they'll try to at least earn a split against the first-place Titans with a win in Game 2. It's time now to name our Joe's Towing Player of the Game for Game 1 of this matchup. Coming through in the clutch for you, that is Joe's Towing. Give them a call, your local towing professionals. Coming through in the clutch for the Doc Stewarts in Game 1 was Jet Black. Goes 1 for 3 with an RBI single in this matchup. Made a couple of nice plays in the outfield. Jet with an RBI 2-out single in the 3rd inning to drive in Doran Gillespie. That would be the only run of the game for the Doc Stewarts. But Jet coming through in a 2-out situation to drive in a run for the Doc Stewarts. He is your Joe's Towing Player of the Game. We'll come back after this break. We will bring you our conversation we had with Cade Meisner as our player interviews continue here during the season. For those that are watching online, we will end the broadcast of Game 1, and we will get a new broadcast started for Game 2. And so you'll be able to tune in for the interview with Cade Meisner coming up here in just a moment on the video broadcast. So if you're watching at 541radio.com, refresh the page. You should be able to get the Game 2 broadcast here in just a minute. If you're watching on YouTube, just go back to our YouTube channel page and find the broadcast streaming for Game 2 there. We'll have it for you here in a minute. For those listening online or listening on the radio, we'll have that interview coming up. You don't have to do anything. Just sit back and relax. More Doc Stewart's Baseball coming up for you when we come back. This is Doc Stewart's Baseball on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score. Okay, make this a 3-minute break. I just realized I got to run to the car and get a phone charger because